Good morning, students. This video is for class 3 science, and today also we will continue the same chapter, that is sun as a natural resource. Sun as a natural resource. And today our topic of discussion will be effects of sun on the season. So what does the effect of sun has on different type of season? We know that we have different type of season like winter season, summer season, autumn season, rainy season. And what is the effect of sun on the season? We will study about that. Effects of sun on season. We know that the sun gives out sunlight and heat. It warms up the surface of the earth and causes changes in weather. We all know by now that sun gives us sunlight as well as heat. And because of this heat, the surface of the earth gets heated up. The temperature of the surface of earth gets increased or it increases. Hence, changing the climate or changing the weather. The more the sunlight received by a place, the hotter it is. Now we all know the earth revolve around the sun. And the part of the earth that faces towards the sun, that means the sun rays falls directly on those parts, on which part, that part is hotter because it receives direct sunlight. So the part of the earth that receives direct sunlight is the hotter part. The sun is also responsible for the changes in season, and this changes in the season takes place due to the sun. How does it changes? The earth moves around the sun. Due to this, the amount of sunlight received by each part of the earth changes every day. Now, we know that the earth revolves around the sun, and the part that receives more sunlight, is the hotter part. And each and every day, the parts that receives sunlight keeps on changing. That maybe today this part is getting more sunlight, maybe tomorrow some other part will get, maybe day after tomorrow some other part. So every day this position is changing, and as this position is changing, the seasons also changes. This change causes the change in season. Summer, monsoon and winter are the three main seasons. The three main season is the rainy season, winter season and the summer season in the earth. Spring and autumn comes in between this season. And there are two other seasons also like spring and autumn. They come in between these three main seasons. We wear clothes and eat food according to the season. Yes. Now just because winter season is going on, we wear woolen clothes so that we don't feel cold. We eat warm food, hot food, so that we don't feel cold. So our food habit and the clothing habit changes according to the changes in season. Now we don't wear woolen clothes in the summer season. We don't wear raincoat in the winter season. It is the food style and the cloth style changes according to the changes in season. Next is sources of energy. Sources of energy. That means from where do we get energy? The resources from which we get energy are called sources of energy. So the place, the object, the things from where we get energy, those are known as sources of energy. They can be broadly classified into renewable and non-renewable. So these sources of energy, they can be classified as renewable sources of energy and non-renewable sources of energy. Now, renewable sources of energy are those sources of energy which will never come to an end. It will get refilled again and again. Like the energy that we get from the sun, it will not going to end. The energy that we get from the water, the energy that we get from the wind, these energy are not going to come to an end, and hence they are known as renewable sources of energy. Renewable sources of energy are the energy sources that can be used again and again. That means they will never come to an end, and that is why they can be used again and again. These are present in abundance in nature. These type of energy, these renewable sources of energy are found in huge quantity in the nature, and that will not come to an end. Solar energy is also a renewable source of energy. Other example includes wind energy and hydroelectric energy. So that means solar energy, that means the energy that we get from the sun. The energy that we get from the wind is known as wind energy. The energy that we get from the flowing of water, that energy is known as hydroelectric energy. So these energy are not going to come to an end, and they can be used again and again, and that is why they are known as renewable sources of energy. Wind energy is the energy obtained from the moving air. It is used in the large farm field to run windmills. And hydroelectric energy is the energy obtained from the running water of stream and rivers. Dams are built on rivers to trap energy to the running water from the running water. So dams are built to capture the energy of the flowing water. The water that is flowing, they have energy in them, and that to capture that energy, dams are built. All these energy sources are used to produce electricity. Next is non-renewable sources of energy. That means the energy sources that will come to an end. We should use them wisely. And why? Because non-renewable sources of energy will come to an end one day. Non-renewable sources of energy are the energy sources that are found in limited quantity. That means they are fixed quantity. So suppose if you have 1 kilogram of apple, that will come to an end. But if you have huge quantity, that is not going to come to an end. That is renewable. But non-renewable sources are limited in quantity. That means we are using and it is finishing day by day. So one day will come when these renewable sources of energy, non-renewable sources of energy will come to an end. Coal, petroleum and natural gas are some non-renewable energy sources. Once these resources are used up completely, they cannot be produced again. So once these non-renewable sources, like for example petroleum, coal, once these resources comes to an end, they cannot be produced again. So we should not waste them and use them carefully and wisely. And just because they cannot be produced again, we should all use them very wisely so that that does not come to an end. So children, for today we will keep it till here. In the next class, I will explain you on the next topic, that is conservation of energy. So for today up to this much. Thank you class.